right, shalom, shalom. Before I get started, I want to start off by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Kwadash, Laiwalam Yum. Double honors to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, the ones out there who are doing this work diligently and chiefly keeping the faith, making your calling and your election sure. This your brother, Kazakar Kar, coming back at you another video through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Hopefully this is edifying. Okay. Now, Spirit jumped on me to do another news lesson going into the war with Israeli and Hezbollah. Okay. Now this video in particular is a part 2 to the series I'm doing on the channel called World News. It's the title is Deadly Device Explosions in Lebanon. So let's get right into it. If any precepts come to mind, I'm gonna pull them out, of course. But before we get this video here on this particular news, what I want to do is grab this precept. Okay. I want to grab this precept real quick because we're in the times of darkness. We're in the times of war. Okay. And the only way to get out of this is to go through it. All right. It's been sanctioned by the Lord. Now, this is Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 14. It says, "The great day of the Lord is near. It is near and hasteth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly." All right. So you're going to have people crying, right? Mighty men crying bitterly, right? Mighty men dying from heart attacks. All right. Because of so much death. All right. This is Zephaniah 1 and 15. That day is a day of wrath and a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness. Okay. So we're actually in these times right now, and it's leading up to the point of the nuclear war. Okay. Russia is talking about war, right? Iran actually controls Hezbollah, okay, and they have entered the war against Israeli, right? Because they were upset about what Israel is doing to the people over in the Gaza Strip. Okay, this is Zephaniah 1 and 16, a day of the trumpet and an alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. Okay, verse 17, "And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Okay, verse 18, "Neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy." What is this talking about? The nuclear missiles. It says, "For he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land." Okay, now let's go to this video real quick.
There has been a sophisticated cyber operation. Over 1,000 Hezbollah fighters and affiliates are injured after their communication pages reportedly exploded across Lebanon.
The detonation of the pagers is already being deemed as the biggest security breach.
Fair use, I repeat, fair use. All right, so you can see the title, Israel, Hezbollah, at war. So in the last video, I went into the definition of the word Hezbollah. Hezbollah means party of God or party of Allah. So you can see it says Israel versus party of God, really at war. Okay, and that's really these nations are gearing to fight against the Lord, man. Okay, so you see it says exploding devices. Fucking ads, man.
The world's largest, most.
I remember a time where there wasn't no ads. Shalom, shalom to everybody who's watching.
Market.
Citizens go about daily work at a supermarket. All of a sudden, a man's bag explodes. In another video, a person reaches for his pager to read it. It blows up in his face.
Did you see that? That was crazy. They're not playing with these deadly devices, man. These explosions. That damn beeper or whatever it was. I think he said it was a beeper exploded in his face, man. Let's go back.
All of a sudden, a man's bag explodes. In another video, a person reaches for his pager to read it. It blows up in his face. Images of pagers exploding on the belt clips of the Lebanese armed group Hezbollah operatives went viral. Injuries are rampant. One of the videos shows the intensity of these pager blasts. Pagers in southern Lebanon were targets, also in the southern suburbs of Beirut, known as the Hiyeh and the eastern Bekaa Valley. All these areas are Hezbollah strongholds. But the victims were not all Hezbollah activists. Among the injured were children, office-goers, and more. Iran's ambassador to Lebanon was also among those who were injured. At least 12 people were killed and more than 2,300 people were injured.
2,300 people were injured, right? And over 300 people were killed. Okay. It says, let's go ahead and look at some of these comments real quick. This guy, Israel is testing his military capabilities in a real live action. People saying old news. See, people are what's that word? Desensitized, man. Okay, over here in America, they think that they're gonna go untouched. Okay. No, man, the same shit that's going on over in these other parts of the earth, right over in West Asia, is gonna come right over here to North America, man. Okay, you know, you're not gonna be safe over here in America. You got all these different pompous, prideful ass comments, right? Why are you showing old news? This is not old news, man. Okay, I remember this was taking place like this week. Right at the beginning of this week.
Yesterday, as we were treating patients, just casually, just like any other normal day, we received one wounded patient into the ER. He was screaming that he picked something from the ground and it bombed into his face. We saw his hands, they were bandaged, they were all blood. We didn't understand what was happening. At that moment, we started receiving text messages about pagers exploding again.
claim.
We were scared. We had pages in the hospital. So just like that, at that moment, all pages in the hospital were shut down.
Most of the injuries, they were like the eye and the face around the eye. And eye surgeon were under enormous pressure to meet the need.
You see, it's unrest, man. People are upset. Okay, people are upset, man. All right, and they're using these devices to enact judgment. You know, and the Lord is not playing with all these people. He's gathering them to that World War III, and we are at the brinks of it, man. If you can't see that, then you're blinded. Okay. These people are going to extreme measures to enact vengeance upon America. Okay. A Hezbollah declared that they wanted vengeance against America for killing one of their leaders, man. I brought that out in one of the in the video that I did in the past. I believe yesterday, going into what is Hezbollah. Hezbollah means what? The party of God. Okay. So it's civil unrest everywhere. Okay, and that's the precepts. Let me get that real quick. You gotta go to the precepts, man. You got insurrection, right? You got people not caring about their government. They don't give a damn about who's ruling. They're starving, they're hungry, they want change. Okay. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 1. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. That's what I'm speaking to you, prophecy. Okay. Iran controls Hezbollah. Iran and Russia are allies. Iran, Russia, and China are allies. Okay. Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. See, these prophecies are faithful and true, man. That's why you got the prophets on the highways and the byways, bringing this message out. You got them doing videos constantly. Okay. These prophecies are faithful and they are true. All right. Let me see here. Looking for something particular. This one was 16. Shalom, shalom to everybody who's watching. The water for tuning in. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start at 17. It says, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? So this is Ezra's, right? Or Ezra, all right, complaining, right? Saying destruction unto me, right? Who will deliver me in those days? You can see Ezra's knew about regeneration. Okay, he knew about reincarnation. Why would he say this if he didn't? Okay, verse 18, it says, the beginning of sorrows and great mournings, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils. What shall I do when these evils shall come? Okay. The Lord is not playing, man. All right. He's visiting this place through these prophecies, through these judgments. Okay. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 19. Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. Okay. So these destructions, right? These plagues supposed to urge you to repent, supposed to get you to change if you're Israelite, right? If you're part of the elect. All right. Majority is not going to change. A majority is not going to amend. All right. Talking about the 2/3. Okay. All of the 2/3 going to be sanctioned for death. Right. But then, through the loins of the elect, they're going to be brought back in the kingdom. Okay. But in these times right now, man, the elect are the ones that's going to change. But the Lord is sending famine, plagues, tribulation, anguish. These deadly devices, you know, these explosions are painful, man. People, you know, their flesh melting away around their eye sockets and their hands being blown off and things like that, man. Okay. Verse 20, it says, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 20, but for all these things they shall not turn away from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Okay, verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon the earth, well, I started 21, behold, victual shall be so cheap upon earth that they shall think themselves to be in a good case. These are the times that we're in now. Okay, and evil then shall, Salakia, and even then shall evils grow upon the earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. This is what you see in this video. Look, these people are upset.
نفس المشهد من 4 سنين وكنا بنفس المسؤولية. نتمنى تبقى هيدي النهاية. كنت عم بشوف بكل مريض جزء من لبنان. كل مريض كنت بحاول. يعني كل مريض كنت بحاول رمم وكنت بحاول رمم شيء بلبنان.
Give me 30 seconds so I can show you
them ads, man.
allow me to
they like to come out of nowhere too, right in the middle of the video.
My job 2 years ago.
A day later came another shocker. These are the scenes of the last rites of Hezbollah members who were killed in a pager blast in Lebanon. Even as the funeral procession was underway, a walkie-talkie exploded. From Beirut to Baalbek, a series of walkie-talkie blasts ripped through multiple locations in Lebanon. Listen to this clip. You can hear the sound of Hezbollah-linked communication devices exploding in Beirut.
You heard all them explosions back to back? That's crazy. Shit sound like gunshots, man. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 22, for many of them that dwell upon earth shall perish of famine, and the other that escape the hunger shall the sword destroy. Okay. Verse 23, and the dead shall be cast out as dung, and there shall be no man to comfort them, for the earth shall be wasted, and the city shall be cast down. Okay. This is what's coming, man. All right. We're on the brink of World War III. All right. And if you don't wake up and realize who you are, Yasharallah, talking about the elect, you know, then ultimately you were part of the 2/3, okay? Because the elect gonna wake up in this time. All right, these prophecies are jumping off the pages, like Elder Malcolm would like to say. Okay, so let's go back to this video.
Gadgets kept in trouser pockets, on belts, in the kitchen, everything was on target. Ordinary communication devices turned into miniature grenades. At least 20 people were killed and more than 600 injured. The recent explosions have added a new layer to the Israel-Hamas war, marked by deadly Israeli airstrikes and Hezbollah's attacks on northern Israel.
See, they battling, man. They battling. They using everything except those nukes, and eventually, those nukes are gonna fly, man. They're gonna press the button.
No Israeli officials have claimed responsibility for the gadget explosions, which Hezbollah attributed to Israel. Is this a new brand of warfare that the world is witnessing? There's nothing entirely new about sabotaging phones or planting bombs. Terrorists and spy agencies have used these.
See, that's why these people starting to attack civilians as well too, because America, right? These America and Israel and these Edomite countries, they like to just attack civilians. It's supposed to be military versus military. It shouldn't be no attacks on civilians going on, but, you know, America and Israeli, they like to play dirty, man. Okay? Look at this title right here. Is the world witnessing a new dimension of warfare? Right? These people changing pagers into bombs, cell phones into bombs, okay? And attacking citizens. All right?
Tactics earlier, as well as in history. But what was different this time around was the sheer scale of explosives that blew up at the same time.
At the end of the day, it's a combination of three elements that work perfectly, which is intelligence on one hand, technology on the other, and the operational capabilities. This combination of the three made this event, this operation successful. And I think what is important to mention is that it was directed on Hezbollah operative, not on any civilians. It might happen that one or two civilians were close and were injured, but the purpose of the operation was directed to operatives of Hezbollah.
This kind of operation.
Okay, so a few citizens got hit. Okay, but they've been targeting Hezbollah soldiers with these exploding communication devices. Okay.
Was never seen in the region, that from afar there is actually an operational achievement to damage 3,000 hands that can pull the trigger and press the button of launching rockets to over here towards Israel. It is definitely an intelligence infiltration that is overwhelming capability. But I think the greatest achievement here is the confusion that it created among Hezbollah, the psychological damage among Hezbollah, and the fact that somebody can cause that much of a damage without even invading into Lebanon.
All right, let's get into it. Where did these gadgets come from?
Images of the exploded walkie-talkies showed labels with ICOM and Made in Japan and resembled the firm's model ICV-82 device. However, the Japanese company said that it was not possible to confirm whether the radio product reportedly related to the explosions was shipped by them. They added that the batteries required to operate the device were discontinued about 10 years ago.
I have a picture of the device that exploded in black and white printed here. The hologram sticker should be here. The fact that the sticker is not on here means we cannot determine if it's genuine. But for this model, we did not put hologram stickers from the start. There was a period when we didn't add holograms. So if this device comes from that time, we cannot eliminate the possibility that it may be our product.
Sources say the handheld radios were purchased by Hezbollah 5 months ago, around the same time as a shipment of the pagers that were detonated. Images of destroyed communication devices showed a format and stickers on the back that were consistent with pagers made by Gold Apollo, a Taiwanese manufacturer of wireless paging systems. However, Taiwan's economy minister said that the components used in thousands of these pagers were not made in Taiwan, and that they were made by a Budapest-based company, BAC, which has a license to use its brand.
Oh, man. There are like 6 of these boys in this video.
Game.
It's crazy.
The situation as we understand it is that all the components in the pagers produced by this company, Gold Apollo, will not explode. Roughly during the last 2 years, this company has exported about 260,000 pagers. There has never been any explosion. So we can determine that the pagers produced in Taiwan do not explode.
According to a senior Lebanese security source and other information, explosives inside the devices were planted by Israel's Mossad spy agency.
See, that's crazy. I was waiting on it. All right? A spy agency created by Israeli, but really they're getting all of their ammunition, all of their tactics, all of their, criteria from America, man. Okay? America is the biggest supporter of Israel.
So, did Israeli spies remotely detonate explosives or plant them in a Hezbollah order of 5,000 pagers before they entered Lebanon?
Electronic devices such as cell phones and pagers are typically not manufactured in Lebanon or Syria or Iran. They're getting these products, Hezbollah is getting these products from overseas manufacturers. And it is likely that Western entities have the ability to influence the supply chain, to put it mildly. I mean, we have factories in the United States.
Do you hear this guy? The words he using. The Western companies have the ability to, what do you say? Hold on.
Have the ability to influence.
You mean have the ability to plant bombs? You know what I'm saying? Plant bombs in walkie-talkies and phones and beepers and pagers. See, America, man, America's slick. Okay? America's real slick like oil. All right? Now, I believe the point was made. You can see how they're constantly going into it here. If you want to watch more of the video, you're welcome to go to the channel. Okay, the channel here is The World is One News. This is where I get most of my news from. Now, it's not, it's not bad, right? You get to go and see world news, possibly make a video out of it. All right, and things are just escalating. The Lord is causing these nations to beat their plowshares into swords. Okay, they're becoming warriors, and America is egging it on. Russia is egging it on. All right, and before you know it, man, it's everybody finna just be fighting, attacking each other. Okay, so I mean, let me see here. If I want to get something else real quick, some more meat off this bone. Hezbollah. Cell phone bomb. Let's see what Google say. Cell phone attack. It's just these people is nuts, man. To be able to do all that, you putting bombs in cell phones. America, man, to go all out. Israel go all out, man. They're causing a lot of bloodshed. Use some of the images here. As you can see, this dude is holding one. This guy, daily pager explosion across Lebanon. Hey man, while you sleeping, people are going to war. While America getting fed off McDonald's, people are dying from pager bombs and shit. Look at this guy. Pagers exploding in Lebanon. He looked like he putting one in there. There was a second wave of device explosions as well. All right, let me get one more precept, then I'm going to close this out. Where is it? Shalom, shalom to everybody who's watching. Hopefully this is edifying. This is 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 15. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh." Well, I'll start at 14. It says, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." Woe goes into destruction, right? Verse 15, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Is this not what we're seeing now? They got bombs in their hands, okay? Cell phone bombs, right? But you see, it's a great confusion going on, man. Hold on, let me see if I can. Because they're starting to just repeat themselves now. See if I can go to another one. There go one. Hold on.
This is a comeback
Wow.
moment for me because I've
Bro, that's
been
like
away
the
from
fucking
school for so long. It's important to be
9th
prepared
ad.
because you don't want.
Israeli officials are silent on the simultaneous explosions of communications devices used by Iran-backed Lebanese militant group. However, the security sources told Reuters that Unit 8200, a military unit that is not part of Mossad, was involved in the development stage of the operation against Hezbollah. This operation was over a year in the making. The source said Unit 8200 was involved in the technical side of testing how they would insert explosive material into the manufacturing process.
In Israel, we have many threats around us, and the military is not as big as needed to protect the entire border, so alerting is super important. So the unit started with the main focus of being an alerting unit, classical SIGINT unit, signal intelligence unit, then morphed into a cyber operation, probably one of the best cyber operations worldwide. And of course, you can find there a lot of different professions from cyber to software to data, big data, AI, and more. Probably the most important part of the unit culture is a can-do attitude. So an attitude that says, no matter how big the task is, no matter how lack of resources I am and how much I don't have any idea how I can pull this off, everything that's put to my table, I will be able to do.
The attack using gadgets, or perhaps the worst security breach in Lebanon's history, even before the Lebanon government.
So did you hear what he said? This daily device the daily device explosions in Lebanon is the worst security breach they've had. Think about it. Everybody got cell phones, and that's causing a lot of damage, and it can happen spontaneously around the area of Lebanon. Man, that's a crazy war tactic right there.
Hezbollah dived deep into the issue. On the 20th of September, Israel killed a top Hezbollah commander and other senior figures in the organization in an airstrike in Beirut.
That's it.
Israel has
right there. That's when they killed Hezbollah commander in Beirut. That's when Hezbollah vowed to get revenge. And right now, actually, Iran is sending threats to Trump, saying that they're going to assassinate Trump. Okay, so hey man, things are heating up. America, well, it's America still too, but Israeli killed their commander. So guess what? They want to go after Trump.
Airstrikes against Hezbollah and has said it would keep up pressure on the armed group.
Watch this. Let me see if Google find it. Iran threats to Trump. The Google Donald Trump was told of real and specific threats from Iran to assassinate him, his campaign says. You see? I don't want to press play on none of these because I'm going to get a copyright. But you get the point, all right? Iran is out here throwing threats at America. Okay, they're gonna, like I keep saying it, man, and other prophets keep saying it too. You know what I'm saying? People not gonna get it until it's hitting them right in the face and shit, man. You know, war is happening, and it's on its way over here. You know, it's on its way over here. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Right? What's happening with Ukraine and Russia? Russia invaded Ukraine 2 years ago. Still fighting, still bombing. Okay? There's probably going to be another world news video I'm going to do going into Russia and Ukraine. Okay? 16 over in 2 Ezra chapter 15, it says, for there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. This is civil war. Okay? This is civil war, man. All right? You know, America is on the brink of civil war. I remember I just did a video not too long ago going into the new civil war. Okay? Verse 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. We are approaching these times as we speak. This is verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. You see? So the same neighbor that you're waving at is the same neighbor that's going to be trying to break into your houses and, you know what I'm saying, and take your food and take your women and, you know what I'm saying, take your daughter and whatever, man. Okay? You know? Hey, man, it's about to get crazy out here. It's about to be a time like no other. Now watch this. Verse 20, it says, behold, saith God, I will call together all the kings of the earth to reverence me, which are from the rising of the sun, from the south, from the east, and Labanus, to turn themselves one against another and repay the things that they have done to them. Okay. Verse 21, like as they do yet this day unto my chosen, so will I do also, and recompense in their bosom, thus saith the Lord God. Verse 22, my right hand shall not spare the sinners. Okay, who's that right hand? Yahushua. And my sword shall not seize over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. That's all they do. The wicked loves blood, man. Okay, they even love blood in their food. They got a steak so bloody they call it blue. Okay, these people love blood, man. They love shedding innocent blood. Okay, but the Lord is going to pay them back for all of this destruction and murder that they're doing upon the earth. Okay, this is 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 22. My right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not cease over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. Verse 23, the fire has gone forth from his wrath, and have consumed the foundations of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. This is speaking like it's already done. That's how you know that's future prophecy. Okay, the fire is gone forth from his wrath, and hath is a past tense word, and have consumed, ed, right? Consumed the foundations of the earth. Okay. Hey, man, this whole chapter good, man. 2 Ezra 15, 2 Ezra 16. Okay, Zechariah 14 and 12, Isaiah 34, right? You know, list goes on and on, man. Isaiah 63. Okay, Jeremiah 50, Jeremiah 51. Matter of fact, since I just said Jeremiah 50, watch this. Jeremiah 51. Babylon judged for sins against Israel. You can't make this up. What Babylon is this talking about? This is talking about America. Okay, this is talking about America. Jeremiah 51:1. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me. A destroying wind goes into those nuclear missiles. That's what that destroying wind is. Verse 2, and will send unto Babylon fanners, who will fan the fire to make it be more extreme and stay alive. These other nations, right? Even those who are partnered with America will eventually burn her. Okay, but this is an analogy taking place, a similitude. Okay, fanners typically keep a fire going. All right, and that's what these people are going to do with these nukes. They're going to keep the fire going by throwing more nukes onto Babylon. Jeremiah 51:2, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her and shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Okay, these nations, man, they're going to burn America. All right, verse 3, and against him that bendeth, against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifted himself up in his brigandine, and spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her hosts. Okay, the Lord is coming to destroy Babylon, man. All right. Okay. This is Jeremiah 51:4. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. Verse 5, for Israel have not been forsaken. Call Halim Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Call Halim Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Call Halim Yahweh Shem Yahushai. The Lord just said right here in verse 5, for Israel have not been forsaken. Who's Israel? Right now, the Israel of God are the elect, okay? 12,000 from each tribe. But eventually, all Israel will be saved through the Spirit, okay? Now, Jeremiah 51:5, for Israel have not been forsaken, nor Judah of his God, of his power, of the Lord of hosts, though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel. Okay? All right? Hey, this links up with what? Revelation chapter 18. Jeremiah 51:6, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity. For this is the time of the Lord's what? Of the Lord's vengeance. That's a title. The time of the Lord's vengeance. That's a great title right there. Let me check the comment board real quick. Shalom, shalom. I see Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 6 from the brother Damowataya. I believe that's how to pronounce your name. Shalom, Mark. Over at GMS in his likeness. Let me get that real quick. Ezekiel 35. Oh, this is a heavy chapter right here. Goes into the perpetual hatred that Esau have against us, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start at verse 1. Okay, Ezekiel chapter 35, verse 1. It says, moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, verse 2, son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir. Who is Mount Seir? Esau, Edom. Okay, and it says, matter of fact, let's go up in here and do this. Set thy face against Mount Seir. Why my volume not going? Harry. Ooh, who was Harry? Who was born Harry? Esau, Edom. Okay, according to Genesis chapter 25. All right. Now look, patriarchs of the Horites, the inhabitants of Edom before the descendants of Esau, the Edomites. Okay, so this is talking about Esau, Edom. All right. Ezekiel 35:2, son of man, set thy face against Mount Seir and prophesy against it, and say unto it, thus saith the Lord God, behold, O Mount Seir, I am against thee, and I will stretch out my hand against thee, and I will make thee most desolate. Verse 4, how will the Lord make this place desolate? Via nuclear missiles, man. All 5,000 miles of America will be engulfed in flames. If you over here in the time of this great destruction, in the time of of the Lord's vengeance, if you over here in this land, the only way out is up via those chariots. So you got to be part of the elect. You see, Ezekiel 35:4, I will lay thy cities waste. You see, and we're not out here to talk to everybody. This is not to entertain you. This is not to, you know what I'm saying, cause you to get your popcorn and shit and come watch it. No, you're supposed to be getting ready. We're not doing this just for no reason, man. You're supposed to be trying to get ready and take heed to this word. This is not for entertainment, man. Okay, this is Ezekiel 35:4. I will lay thy cities waste, and thou shalt be desolate, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. How will the Lord lay this place desolate? Via those nukes. You can read about it in Isaiah chapter 13. Okay, start at verse 19, read on down. This is Ezekiel 35:5. Because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword, in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had an end. So these people have a perpetual hatred against the Israelites. Verse 6, therefore, as I live, saith the Lord God, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee. Since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. Okay, so the Lord is going to pay them back for what they have done unto us, man. All right, this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. Okay, so hopefully this is edifying. All right, I'm going to end it by giving all honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekah Chorah, Shalai Walam Yum. Double honors once again to my apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Shalom one once again to the elect. Hey, don't let your sins weigh you down. Don't let your iniquities lift up themselves. That's what they want to do. It's our job to repent and keep it moving through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. All right, now I'm going to let this video play out. Shalom, Yashar, on to the next one.
On the 23rd of September, according to the Lebanese authorities, more than 500 people were killed, marking the deadliest day of Israeli bombardment of the country since Israel's 34-day war with Hezbollah in 2006. The recent attacks have sent tens of thousands of people fleeing for safety. An all-out war could create instability across West Asia, in addition to a devastating war in Gaza, which shows no sign of easing. But it is the new warfare that many believe can change the tide in the future.
You know what nobody talks about when it comes to building a content creator business? That if you're not using a tool like HoneyBook to stay
in many ways, the recent operations against Hezbollah are an echo of tactics seen earlier. In a striking parallel with past operations, Israeli intelligence, particularly Mossad, has demonstrated its adaptability by utilizing a relic from the 90s, using pagers. This comes 28 years after the assassination of Yahya Ayash, the notorious Hamas bomb maker known for pioneering mobile bombing techniques. On October 19, 1994, a bombing on Tel Aviv's Route 5 killed 21 people and injured 50. The attack was carried out by Saleh Abdelrahim al-Soui. He executed a deadly plan, detonating 20 kilograms of TNT hidden inside a landmine in his bag. The explosion was catastrophic, marking it as the deadliest bombing in Israel at the time. Saleh was not the mastermind of the attack. It was 28-year-old Yahya Ayash, known as the Engineer. Ayash's methods were infamous. He would craft bombs using everyday items, gaining a fearsome reputation in the Palestinian liberation movement. Yahya was responsible for deaths of some 150 Israelis. In 1996, Israeli intelligence planted an explosive device in Yahya's cell phone. As Yahya called up his father, the phone rang on the other side. His words, "How are you, father?" were his last. Before he could hear his father, the device exploded, resulting in Yahya's immediate death.
It is important to keep in mind that nearly 3 decades ago, Israel managed to assassinate the main designer of bombs for Hamas. His name was Yahya Ayyash. He was known by the moniker the engineer because of those skills. And he was killed when his cell phone exploded, apparently because a small amount of explosives had been put in the device and were detonated by a remote control from an airplane flying over Gaza, listening in to make sure it was his voice on the phone at the time that it was detonated.
Last year, in March, an Ecuadorian journalist, Lenin Arteida, received a USB drive in a package addressed to him. Without thinking much, Arteida unpacked and plugged the device into his computer. The device exploded. The incident happened in the newsroom of Ecuavisa TIB in Guayaquil. Lenin Arteida suffered minor injuries in the blast. This was not an isolated incident. At least 5 similar envelopes were sent to media houses in Ecuador around the same time. The envelopes sent to journalists had similar characteristics and the same contents. The incident led Ecuadorian authorities to open a terrorism investigation.
It's the same structure, the same composition, and their artifacts made to create damage. This is an absolutely clear message to shut journalists who have expressed themselves strongly.
Ecuador, that is located between Colombia and Peru in South America, is among the world's largest cocaine-producing countries. It is a strategic drug smuggling route due to its long Pacific coastline and large shipping and fishing fleets. Experts say criminal gangs inspired by lucrative links to Mexican drug cartels are using terror tactics to intimidate authorities. As the country of nearly 18 million teeters on the edge of becoming a narco state. Also in 2023, the U.S. Naval Criminal Investigative Service said it was investigating after multiple Navy personnel reported receiving unsolicited smartwatches that could be installed with data-stealing malicious software. The Army warned publicly that service members across the military had reported receiving the devices in their mail. While it was unclear who was sending the suspicious watches, the devices were indicative of counterintelligence and cyber threats. The wider dimensions of the recent pager and walkie-talkie incidents in Lebanon bear a close resemblance of the last year of the war in Gaza. Israel has issued warnings to civilians, similar to those issued in Gaza, to evacuate areas about to be attacked. Israel also accuses Hezbollah, much like it accuses Hamas, of using civilians as human shields. As Israeli airstrikes continue to shatter Lebanon, civilians are struggling to provide for their families in a wrecked economy. Fear rises on both sides of the conflict. This is the most dangerous crisis in the long year of war since Hamas attacked Israel, and at the moment there are visible signals of the hostilities escalating into something much worse.